All right, what's going on, YouTube? Mindful Gains here. I'm Bryce, and today's video is about how to stop drinking. One of the most important things about quitting drinking is, oh, my bad, I got a chapstick all over my lips. You see me doing that shit. But one of the most important things about how to quit drinking is to establish a why within yourself. And what I mean by that is, why do you want to quit drinking? Okay. Um, you're running into personal problems, relationship stuff, work stuff. For myself personally, um, I just, alcohol was just nothing good ever came out of me drinking. You know what I mean? You have your nights sometimes where I was like, that was a good night, but for the most part, it was nothing cool ever really came out of it. It kind of almost altered who I was. And eventually I got to a point where I was just really tired of it. I drank for about 17 years or so. But yeah, establishing that why you want to kick it, why you maybe want to cut back, and go deeper than just it being the first of the year. That requires, you being able to be introspective and go within yourself. So, like I said, for me, I was kind of tired of just the same stuff happening, as far as, not really liking who I was. Um, and I remember one specific, well, I started working out. So I've worked out off and on throughout my life, like a lot of you, we have those moments where you might work out for a year and then you don't work out for 3 years and then you go back and work for 2. That's kind of how I was. And then I got on this kick where I was really trying to work out. I was really tired of being super skinny, and but I was still drinking. And I just realized how, drinking and working out, it just was a bad mix for me, because I was always waking up like in that fog. And if y'all drink, you know what I'm talking about. Not even necessarily being hungover, but just a constant type of fog that you're in. You're not your best self when you drink consistently. So that was a real big eye opener for myself, and a big motivator as to why I wanted to really just kind of cut it out. And there's other things that go along with that as well. Why I wanted to cut it out, but I specifically remember that. But also I had young children at the time too. So, you know, um, waking up sometimes, and like I said, not necessarily being hung over, but just in that fog. You're not the best version of yourself, and not who you need to be, or not who I needed to be for people around me, and stuff like that. Like, I worked in the food industry. Okay. So if you work in the food industry, if you're a server or something like that, you know that drinking and partying and stuff like that go hand in hand. So for me, I would get off work, slide next door, have a few talls, big boys. And, that was kind of a regular thing for me. And for me, I wasn't really I didn't have like an off switch. So, you know, realizing that, you know, your lifestyle, you know what I mean? How does alcohol, um, how cohesive is it, or how does it connect with your lifestyle? Realizing that, once you realize that, you'll be able to kind of make that mental shift that is necessary to be able to kick that out of your life. All right. So in doing that, once you realize that um, your drinking or whatnot becomes a part of your happiness, your emotional state. Once you realize that, you have to find other positive outlets to substitute that. Okay. So for me, it was working out. Okay. Um, Also, when I first stopped drinking, I had to kind of like isolate myself and pull myself away from some of the places that I would go to, whether it was me going to watch a game at the bar, or I like to shoot pool too. So, there's definitely alcohol um, involved in that as well. So for a little bit, I had to pull myself away from those types of venues, and And it's not a bad thing. It's just something I had to do to separate, to step back and to gain that clarity that I needed. And just to also start to break up the pattern of what I was doing. You know, we get conditioned to doing things. And if you keep doing the same thing, you'll get the same results. So eventually I just had to step back and give myself and my body and my mind all that time to be able to kind of reset and have to learn other ways to celebrate, if that makes any sense. Learn other ways to express my happiness, or if I was down in the dumps or whatnot, I had to figure out other ways, you know, go work out or something, or just sit with it, which was unheard of for me at that time. I didn't really even know what that was, sitting with feelings and stuff like that. Also, I'm big on the meditation, so meditating and stuff like that. Learning to be able to sit with yourself, sit with your thoughts, sit with your emotions. That's very important, because when we get riled up internally, that's when we kind of run to the bottle, or run to the beer can, or run to whatever external solution or substitute we think is going to fix that problem in that moment. So being able to learn how to sit with yourself, knowing that life is always going to have its ups and downs, its ebbs and flows. That's always going to happen. So you have to just kind of become comfortable with yourself, and just know that you don't always have to drink something to be able to solve that. And that's a big lesson for a lot of us. It was a big lesson for me too, because I was so used to doing it. Utilize resources, such as YouTube, such as positive-minded friends that are supportive of you trying to make that change. All that is very helpful. Surrounding yourself with people who have, they don't necessarily have to not drink, but people who are supportive of you not drinking, and people who are supportive of you trying to make this change in your life, because that is very helpful. We all need support. Nothing, I'm not going to say nothing, but a lot of things don't get done, without support and encouragement. So seek those types of people out. Seek out groups, like meetups and stuff like that. Look for, communities where people are going through the same thing that you are, because, the whole drinking stuff, it's not unique. A lot of us either deal with it or have dealt with it. And, there's a lot of support out there. So I would highly suggest seeking those types of groups out. Also, substituting alcohol with some NAs. I was a big beer drinker, so I didn't drink liquor. I mean, every now and again, but I was not a big liquor drinker. That definitely affected me in a way that I did not like. But as far as the beer, I could drink some beer. But eventually, even now, so now I drink non-alcoholic beers, NA beers, that have about 0.5% alcohol in them. And there's a really good one out there. It's called Athletic Brewing. And I don't even drink those all the time. Every now and again, I may, if they're available. Not everybody even has NAs when you go out and stuff. But, just that's another way to substitute, to get that taste. If it's what you're craving, if it's something you're looking for, just find an NA, a good one, like not old duels or anything, not to talk bad about a certain brand or anything like that, but find something that tastes good to you. That can help you too. But yeah, I just wanted to share some of my own personal experiences, a piece of my journey. And if this video gave you any value, I'd love it if you hit that like button. I'd love it if you leave some comments and subscribe to my channel. As I'm sure you all know, it helps my channel grow, and I'm greatly appreciative of that. All right, and I'm out.